Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Moms Making Money podcast. I am so excited to dive into today's topic because it's something that completely changed my perspective of what's possible in business and really what's possible in life. And I know it's going to be eye-opening for you too. So before we dive in, I want to share a realization that I had recently. Before I became a sleep consultant, I was working 50 plus hours a week as a salaried HR director. Within a year of starting my sleep consulting business, I had fully replaced my high salary and was working an average of 25 hours per week. I went from ultra stressed out about time and being completely pressed for time to having a completely new reality. And you know what? My story is not unique. I hear similar transformations all the time from our graduates. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest myths that's holding women back from starting their own sleep consulting business. The belief that you have to trade time for dollars, just like in a traditional 8-to-5 job. You know what I mean, that mindset where you think your income is forever tied to the number of hours that you work. So let's start by painting a picture of what that traditional time for money trap looks like. Maybe you're currently in a job where you're paid by the hour, or you have a salary that requires you to be present for a set number of hours each week. For many of us that are on salary, it's not necessarily a set number of hours per week, but we know that there's an expectation that we have to be at work or in the office or online between X and X hour, or we're going to be questioned or called out for it, right? You might be thinking, well, that's just how work works, right? And it's wrong. And so today I'm going to explain exactly why sleep consulting allows you to do things differently. When you become a sleep consultant, you're not just selling your time, you are selling the transformation. You're selling peaceful nights, happier kids, and restored sanity to exhausted parents. Think about it. When a family hasn't slept properly for months or even years, what would they give for a solution? The value that you provide goes way beyond the hours that you spend on calls or reviewing sleep logs or chatting with the parents. When chronically sleep deprived, studies show that cognitive function decreases by up to 40%. That is insane. Sleep deprivation also greatly impacts the parent and child relationship. Sleep-deprived parents are 3 times more likely to react harshly to normal child behavior. Parents getting less than 6 hours of sleep are less patient with their children. And it goes beyond the parenting relationship. Sleep deprivation is cited in 67% of couples' arguments during the first year of parenthood. Parents getting less than 6 hours of sleep report 38% more relationship dissatisfaction. Sleep-deprived parents are 31% more likely to experience communication problems with their partner. And I want you to think about what those things that I just mentioned about relationships do to impact the child themselves. They are going to more likely experience parents arguing, frustrations, and again, that shorter fuse that we tend to see whenever somebody is sleep deprived. These are painful daily challenges that sleep deprived families face, and they will invest in hiring an expert to help them solve those problems. Let me share another real story that illustrates this perfectly well. I worked with a family who had been struggling with their toddler's sleep for over 2 years. The parents were at their breaking point. Mom was struggling at work, their marriage was strained, and they were desperate for help. I spent about 6 hours total working with this family over 2 weeks. The transformation though, the toddler went from waking up 6 to 8 times per night to sleeping through the night. The parents started getting 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep and their whole family dynamic changed. I charged $800 for this package. Now, if you break that down hour by hour, it is well over $100 per hour, which is already a great hourly rate, right? But here's the thing. It wasn't like I had to head into an office to work 6 hours straight to earn that $800. I had one call scheduled with the family, and outside of that, the rest of the work with them was done intermittently. I was able to support them while taking care of my family and while working on other aspects of my business. This brings me to an important point about the value that you provide as a sleep consultant. When parents hire you, they're not thinking, I'm paying for someone's time. They're thinking, I'm investing in finally getting to know exactly what I need to do to have my child sleep better. Or I'm investing in getting my sanity back. And let me tell you, as somebody who has worked with countless families, parents are willing to invest significantly in these transformations because sleep is that essential. Now, let me break down what it means for you as a sleep consultant. Instead of needing to work 40 plus hours a week to earn a decent income, you can work with a small number of clients at premium rates. A typical sleep consulting package ranges from $300 to well over $1,500. And of course, that all depends on the level of support that you offer and your experience. And you know what? These higher end packages often sell just as well as the basic ones because when parents see the transformation that investment provides, they are willing to invest in that solution. Let's do some quick math together. And I love sharing these numbers because it really shows what's possible. Let's say you charge $750 per client. If you work with just 4 clients per month, yes, just 4, that is $3,000 per month working very, very part-time. But here's where it gets interesting. What if you decided to take on 6 clients per month at that same rate? That's $4,500 per month. And remember, this is all while working maybe 15 to 20 hours per week. More clients equals more income. And many of our graduates are earning well over 6 figures a year, working less than they did in corporate. Now let's talk about scaling beyond one-on-one work, because this is where things can get really exciting from a financial perspective. Unlike a traditional job where you're stuck with whatever raises your boss decides to give you, as a sleep consultant, you have several ways to increase your income without working more hours. And I'm going to go ahead and talk you through the top 2. First, as you gain experience and build your reputation, you can raise your rates. I have seen consultants double or even triple their initial rates as they build their expertise and success stories. You do this by consistently delivering amazing results and building a strong reputation inside your community. Second, you can create digital products like sleep guides or online courses that generate passive income alongside your one-on-one work. This is something that I am particularly passionate about because it allows you to help more families while actually working less. For example, you might create a newborn sleep guide priced at $27. If you sell just 20 copies of that per month, which is very doable even with a small social media following, that's an extra $540 per month in passive income. One of our graduates, Annika, is a great example of this. She built a super strong business by leveraging client referrals. She had a long wait list and she wanted to be able to help more families without having to invest more time in her business. So her sleep course was born. While many families still prefer to wait and work with her one-on-one, this gave her another way to be able to serve more families and earn a passive income. Let me address something that I hear a lot from women considering this path. They worry that if they're not working traditional full-time hours, they're somehow not working hard enough or that they don't deserve to make good money. This is something I still struggle with after working in corporate for 13 years, so I understand that thought process. But can we just take a minute to challenge that belief? Your value is not in the amount of hours that you work. It is in the transformation you provide and in the expertise that you bring to the table. Do you know what I love most about the sleep consulting business model? It gives you the freedom to design your life on your terms. Do you want to work only during nap times? You can do that. If you want to take summers off with your kids every year, absolutely possible. If you want to scale to 6 figures while working part-time hours, many of our graduates are doing exactly that already. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. You do not have to choose between making great money and having time for your family. Sleep consulting gives you the opportunity to do both. You get to set your prices, choose your hours, and scale your business in a way that works for your life. If this resonates with you and you're curious about becoming a certified sleep consultant, I would love to invite you to our next Marketing for Sleep Consultants workshop. Just head over to the Cradle Coach Academy /workshop to register for free. In this workshop, you'll learn more about the exact steps our successful graduates have taken to build thriving sleep consulting businesses while maintaining the flexibility that they need for their families. All right, that is it for this week. I cannot wait to see you right back here next week for the next episode.